Has anyone noticed the massive elephant in the Xbox's room yet? I'm asking because not enough people are talking about this in my opinion, and to me it's a pretty big elephant. The thumbnail of this video already spoils the topic at hand, so let's just get right into it, shall we? Game Pass Core has no reason and frankly no right to exist anymore. At least not in its current form. And I think the reason should be pretty obvious at this point. And it's only going to become more obvious and to more people as time goes on. For those of you who are out of the loop, Game Pass Core is essentially what was once Xbox Live Gold. But they got rid of Xbox Live Gold and renamed it and repackaged it as Xbox Game Pass Core. It's basically the lowest tier of Xbox Game Pass, and it allows you to play online, just like all the other Xbox Game Pass tiers. Let's say Timmy over here is an Xbox Series S user, and Timmy is a huge fan of Sea of Thieves. So Timmy bought the game all the way back when it came out in 2018, and has been playing it ever since, first on Xbox One and now on Series S. Timmy has a friend called, Jimmy. Jimmy is also a huge Sea of Thieves fan and bought the game when it first came out. But Jimmy is not playing on Xbox Series S or Xbox One. Jimmy is playing on PC. Back in 2018, Jimmy got a PC that was roughly as powerful as Timmy's Xbox Series S. Both Timmy and Jimmy are only playing Sea of Thieves. They have been playing it together since 2018. Both paid the exact same price for the game. Both played the exact same amount of hours. Both use the Xbox Party Chat and the Xbox Friends list to communicate and to invite each other. Both use Xbox Cloud Storage. Both use an Xbox controller. Basically, both have roughly the same experience, the same playtime, and use the exact same services. Now, can anyone explain to me how it's in any way acceptable that Timmy has to pay 60 euros a year to play online, while Jimmy has the exact same experience and uses the exact same servers and services, but does so without paying 60 euros a year to play with his friend Timmy? It basically all boils down to one question. Why do Xbox console users get punished for playing on Xbox consoles? And as I said at the beginning, the reason why this is an issue will become more and more obvious to a larger amount of people as time goes on. Rumors and leaks suggest that Microsoft wants to essentially merge Windows PCs and Xbox consoles. The plan seems to be to allow Xbox consoles to run PC games, including ones from competing storefronts like Steam. Furthermore, there are rumors saying that Microsoft is working on an API translation layer that will allow older Xbox titles to be playable on PC. If these leaks and rumors turn out to be correct, it will become fully unacceptable to most people to ask Xbox players to pay money in order to play online. But I say it already is unacceptable now, and has been unacceptable ever since Microsoft started to release all their games on the same day on Xbox and on PC, with full crossplay and cross-progression. Because once that happened, we already were in a situation where Jimmy could play online for free, while Timmy had to pay a subscription fee, even though both played the same game on the same server using the same services and having access to the same features. In fact, in some cases, the Xbox user is more limited when it comes to frame rate choices or field of view settings, etc. In the past, where PC games were completely separate entities, where PC servers and console servers were different, where progression wasn't linked, and where games not necessarily released on the same day on both, the connection between Xbox and Windows wasn't as strong yet. But even back then, many lamented the fact that PC players didn't have to pay for online access. But back then, you could excuse it by saying that the console and the PC are entirely different platforms.
A few years later.
Today, however, in the here and now, where the lines between PC and console are getting blurred more and more, I don't think that excuse holds any water anymore. PC and Xbox games nowadays are so close to each other that in some titles where the developers weren't cautious enough, changing the graphic settings on PC would also change some of them on console due to the save states being synchronized. In Scorn, you could lock the PC version to 30 FPS, and this would then also lock the Xbox version to 30 FPS if you played with the same profile. You could change the field of view on PC, and it would also change on Xbox, which was normally not even possible to do on Xbox. In Doom: The Dark Ages, you can enable the frame rate and hardware resource display on PC, and it will suddenly be also enabled on Xbox. This is how close Xbox and Windows are these days. That's how similar the Windows versions are to the Xbox versions. Sometimes they even share the same bugs and glitches, while the Steam version, for example, is slightly different and doesn't have these bugs and glitches. And these are only the ones I know about. There are probably even more examples like these out there. We are already playing essentially the exact same games on two platforms that are both owned by Microsoft, yet one platform asks you for a perpetual payment and the other one doesn't. So to Microsoft I say, either get rid of Game Pass Core or reduce the price of all Game Pass tiers and decouple the online multiplayer from them to make online multiplayer free for every one of your customers. PC Game Pass is already less expensive than Xbox Game Pass. Why is that? Well, because on Xbox Game Pass, the ability to play online is included in the price, which is, of course, free on PC. So, you are paying more just so you can play online. That's why it's part of the price on Xbox and not part of the price on PC, which shows very well how unfair this all is. And yes, the PC Game Pass has not as many games as Xbox Game Pass, but the difference between them is slowly shrinking. We are already playing the same game on the same servers using the same services, all owned by the same company. So let us also pay the same price to play online. That price being 0.